Epstein's brother's examiner said that that he broke his hyoid bone, and the hyoid bone is not usually broken in hangings, only in strangulations. Actually, it is broken in hangings, particularly for older people.
Broken in 3 places.
Yeah, and that and that's like,
and it's low on his neck.
Yeah, and that happens.
Also, the lady who was the guard deposited money into her account.
I saw that, but that doesn't. What does that mean?
Okay, well,
I mean, there was
she
some
also
money.
Googled his name before he died.
All that's totally
okay, but
it's like, let me Scooby-Doo
why are you dismissing? I don't understand why you're dismissing this. Because if you're
I'm
going
not
to
dismissing it. I'm saying.
but hold on, you are.
Yeah.
But hold on, you are.
See, you have to watch these people who like that. He's like the DOJ right now. The reason why I say he's like the DOJ, because the DOJ is like this. You know, why y'all keep asking about the Epstein file? The Epstein file doesn't exist. And then about a month or 2 months later, here we gonna drop 1 million files on y'all. What are we doing here? Like, we say it doesn't exist, then you drop files, now it exists. And so it's like, you playing with us. You playing with our intelligence. You insulting us at this point. So here we have a video of Joe Rogan snapping after he realizes he's interviewing a Mossad agent. I haven't seen this video yet, but let's go get straight into it and see what's going on.
Realizing his guest is compromised in real time.
I, like a lot of other people, had assumed that someone murdered him. But you start looking at the evidence for that, look, maybe there more will come out. And even this last few days, there's some new things that people point to, but they actually are not actually evidence of it.
You might not understand now, but you will understand by the end of this video. Buddy is 100% an asset, in my opinion. 100%, bro. It doesn't make sense. His opinion has changed so drastically. Somebody had to step in, offer him a bag, bro. Buddy used to be one of the most pro. Epstein didn't do this to himself. They took out Epstein to protect their secrets. Epstein was COINTELPRO. He was a spy. That used to be his public stance. They came in, threw a bag at him, in my opinion, and now his stance has completely changed.
They said, you know, Epstein's brother's attorney, or Epstein's brother's examiner said that that he broke his hyoid bone, and the hyoid bone is not usually broken in hangings, only in strangulations. Actually, it is broken in hangings, particularly for older people.
Broken in 3 places.
Yeah, and and that's like,
and it's low on his neck.
Yeah, and that happens.
Also, the lady who was the guard deposited money into her account.
I saw that, but that doesn't. What does that mean?
Okay, well,
I mean, there was
she
some
also
money.
Googled his name before he died.
All that's totally
okay, but
it's like, let me Scooby-Doo.
Why are you dismissing? I don't understand why you're dismissing this. Because if you're
I'm
going
not dismissing it. I'm saying.
But hold on, you are.
Yeah.
But hold on, you are. Because if you do have a guard, and all of a sudden this guard acquires several payments. She made several deposits. One of them was $5,000 just 10 days before he died. And then the cameras are cut, okay? And then they mysteriously don't pay attention to the cell of one of the most important defendants of any case, any gigantic public case involving enormously famous public figures.
Him having a difference in opinion isn't even the real issue here. Joe Rogan gets frustrated once Joe Rogan realized this dude is arguing in bad faith. A, it's not even clear if he truly believes what he's saying. 2, he omits.
You have to watch these people who's like that. He's like the DOJ right now. The reason why I say he's like the DOJ, because the DOJ is like this. You know, why y'all keep asking about the Epstein file? The Epstein file doesn't exist. And then about a month or 2 months later, here we gonna drop 1 million files on y'all. What are we doing here? Like, we say it doesn't exist, then you drop files, now it exists. And so it's like, you playing with us. You playing with our intelligence. You insulting us at this point. And I mean, I don't know this guy right here from what Flacco is saying like, you know, he's doing the same exact thing that the DOJ was doing. Like, oh, you know, like all this stuff is really just coincidence. Like, I know people be saying like, oh man, this and that happened, you know, like okay, yeah, she got $5,000 payment. So what? It don't have nothing to do with anything. It don't have anything to do with him being strangled. It don't have anything to do with the security cameras being off. It don't have nothing to do with the security guard going inside his cell and then somehow a minute or two was edited out the clip. You know, that just happens, man. It just happens. like it's the same way with the security footage. If y'all have seen the security footage, like like when you actually go into the file data of the security footage, you can see that it was like actually edited. And the other part was like the security footage supposed to be like, you know, like 24 hours. We're really probably maybe should be more than that, but basically they uploaded a 24-hour footage of Jeffrey Epstein cell, and basically it skipped 2 minutes. So you see a guard going into the cell, but you never see him coming out the cell. So, you know what? Just by his standards, man, that's just a coincidence, man.
Things out on purpose, so it looks the other way. And if you're somebody who truly cares about the truth, if you're somebody who's not bought out, if you're somebody who has no ulterior motive, if you aren't being paid to spew this narrative, then why are you leaving things out on purpose and then admitting you knew it and you left it out on purpose? Like, that's where Joe Rogan got really frustrated at. Now, listen, man, if you're dumb enough to think that Epstein did this to himself, then, you know, I just consider you a nincompoop, an idiot, and then move on. But I look at you a little crazy, and I get really upset as well. Once I realize you're saying things even you don't believe, and you're coming across as really compromised. Every topic they touched on, this dude just came across as an absolute asset. On Epstein, on Trump, on Iran, everything. There's not a subject they touched on where dude didn't come across as a freaking agent.
And then this guy hangs himself while he's on suicide watch?
Now, remember, he tried to commit suicide.
I understand, but why are you not letting me finish what I'm saying?
Sorry.
Because that alone is weird. That alone is weird. That the cameras are cut, that there's no video of it. The whole thing is weird. You don't think it's weird?
Well,
You don't think it's weird that this guy, that he just finds a way to hang himself in this cage?
I thought I had that same story. I was like, the cameras are cut, the security guards are asleep.
All those things are true.
All those things are true. It's also true that the cameras went out a long time before that night. It didn't just go out that night before. Security guards fall asleep at night all the time. He attempted suicide, I believe 18 days before.
18 days before, he said that his roommate tried to kill him. Did you know that? Do you know his roommate was a cop that had killed 4 people in contract killings? His cop roommate, his cellmate, was a murderer. He was a guy who was a drug-dealing cop who had killed 4 people in contract killings. And that was his jailmate. And 18 days before, he said that guy tried to kill him.
But he said
that's
his. But is there any
look
doubt
at
that
that guy?
Yeah.
That is his cellmate. Why would you put a guy who's one of the most high-profile defendants in any case ever in a cell with a hired killer who's a giant gorilla like this?
And why would you put him in there with a murderer? With a murderer? Why? I mean, if anything, you know, put him in there with like another child predator or something like that. Put him in there with somebody who committed I think it's called white collar crime, where he just did fraud or something. I put him in there with anybody. Don't put him in there with this buff ass nigga and put a nigga in a chokehold till he pass out. Like, come on now. Like, I'm just speaking fast. Like, I mean, me personally though, like, it's just like, if somebody's already a hired contract killer, right? I already killed 4 people. What's it to him for the 5th person? So somebody got to take their L here. Somebody got to recognize that they did something wrong, or somebody got to recognize that maybe this isn't just a coincidence. This isn't a coincidence. This is something that's like, this has to be particularly set up, because ain't nobody gonna sit here and say my life at risk for no reason. This has to be a setup. Something is too many coincidences lining up at one time.
Jacked Italian guy.
But he wasn't in the cell with him that night. He was by himself in the cell that night.
He was the guy who 18 days before Epstein said tried to kill him.
But Epstein tried to kill himself.
Epstein was found unresponsive in his cell. They labeled it as an attempt to self-deletion. That's what they posted. However, when Epstein came back to his senses, he said, I didn't try to take my own life. No.
But also the thing too, how you know that the cameras was not working? It's not like it's any type of data that China that tracks, oh, the camera's not working or some shit like that. Also, the second thing is, if it's like this, right? If you know that the cameras don't work, why are we placing them in that jail in the first place? Like, why are we placing them in a jail? We can't have 24-hour surveillance. Like, are we just treating him like any other criminal here? or we placing him in that jail because we know the cameras don't work like that. We also know that this jail has a contract killer in it. Also, we know that this jail is really lax with its security, lazy with its security. So let's put him in this jail right here, and let's just hope that something happens.
Bro, I'm not having mental health issues. No. My cellmate, who they put me in, who's the hired killer, he tried to murder me. That's why I was unresponsive. He did it to me. What you talking about? But the guest is aware of this. The guest is aware that Epstein said this. He's aware of the developments, but he intentionally omits everything and tries to stick to the original story because it makes his narrative look better. It makes whatever narrative he's being paid to spew, it makes it look better. And Joe gets really angry because like, hold on. If you knew about Epstein saying this dude in his cell did it, then why did you intentionally omit it? Then why are you saying that Epstein tried to take his own life and self-delete himself 18 days before, when 18 days before, that's the incident that Epstein lived through, and Epstein gave the real account of what took place? Dude, instead of admitting, yeah, okay, maybe it wasn't a self-deletion, maybe somebody did try to murder Epstein 18 days prior, dude then throws out his theory that Epstein is actually lying about this dude trying to murder him.
I don't think there's any doubt about that, right?
I don't know if there's, I've never seen him say it, but I do know that he said that guy tried to kill him, and they found him unresponsive 18 days before. He said that guy tried to kill him.
And couldn't he have lied about that?
That guy was trying to get money.
Couldn't he have lied about that?
Video outside cell during Jeffrey Epstein's first suicide attempt no longer exists. How weird. Yeah, why would he lie about that? He's in
because he doesn't want to have a roommate.
Who he's already saying this guy's trying to extort him.
Yeah.
He's already saying this guy's trying to get money from him. And this guy is a known killer. He's killed 4 people in contract killings. How did you not know about that?
I will say it's possible.
But hold on. How did you not know about that?
I did know about that.
You knew about the guy being a contract killer?
Well, no,
that was his cellmate?
Yeah, I knew that story, but I mean, he didn't have a cellmate at the night of his death, right? That was one of the mistakes they made, is that because he was supposed to be on suicide watch, he was supposed to have a cellmate, didn't have a cellmate. I think that, look,
I don't know, but 18 days before he did have a.
But wow, it's like this, right? My friend, right? He was like, when he was in jail and shit like that, like, he didn't have a cellmate at all. Like, with some jails, it'd be like 23 and 1. You got 23 hours, whatever, you inside your cell. The other hour, you might go out and eat, take a bath, whatever it might be. Wham. Like, why are we not doing this with Jeffrey Epstein? Like, he in the jail. He's not in prison. Like, why are we not doing that with him? I'm so confused. And why are we not putting him in a cell with himself all, like, up front? Like even with Young Thug, like Young Thug, when he was in jail, like the whole I don't know what it was, but like it wasn't nobody around his ass. Like I don't know how they do the jail cell shits, but he was in a whole like shit. Like it wasn't nobody around him. Like maybe I don't know how it go, but I know it's like wings and blocks and all that type of shit. Maybe he had a whole block to himself and it wasn't nobody around him type shit. And why didn't we treat him like that? Like, that's what I'm confused about. Like, why are we treating him like any other, like, either like criminal or, like why are we treating him like any other person that go to jail? Like, that's the whole point that I'm confused about. But I'm gonna leave it right here though. If y'all like this video right here, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and check out my latest video, and I'm out. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Make sure you go check out my Twitch, and also watch my recent video, which will be right here. And make sure you hit the subscribe button right here. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.